So Superman is in the news again, and yes, it actually is about Henry Cavill appearing at Hall H in San Diego Comic-Con. Just what in the world is going on? You'll have to wait till right after this. What is happening, Internet? K-Wing here, and I'm here to put some truth to the rumors that Henry Cavill is back as the Man of Steel. That pun intended. Now, there's a lot of different rumors going around about Henry Cavill, and some of them are true. Some of them, not so much. One rumor that is true right now is that Henry Cavill is filming The Witcher Season 3 over in the UK, and he'll be filming it on Friday still, which means it's going to be very difficult for him to hop on a plane and make it back to the US in order to do the Hall H panel with Zachary Levi and The Rock. However, that doesn't mean that Henry Cavill can't do a Zoom call where he can just appear and tell people, I'm still Superman, and this is the movie that I'm going to appear, or I'm going to kick The Rock's butt. Something like that to really get Hall H up and, crazy. Now, that is the biggest possibility. There are too many publications that have come forward that said Henry Cavill is coming back as Superman, which crushes the Quixotes rumor about the Black Superman. It doesn't necessarily get rid of the idea of Michael B. Jordan being Val-Zod on HBO Max. That is probably something that really David wants to do, and that's something that Henry Cavill has given his blessing to. However, the J.J. Abrams Superman script, which is a complete mess, and the CEO of Warner Brothers, Warner Discovery, is not happy with J.J. Abrams anyway, because J.J. Abrams is sitting on so many DC licenses that he was supposed to make movies and other things about, which he hasn't done anything with those licenses for close to 5 years now, after AT&T and Warner Media had this massive $250 million deal with J.J. Abrams and his film company. He's literally just been sitting on the rights to all these movies, and Superman was one of those projects. So one of the core reasons why Man of Steel 2 wasn't made, it wasn't just because Justice League didn't do well, it's because there was another director that had the rights, and he didn't even get a script ready for 3 years. So while the cape has been in the closet for a while for Henry Cavill, it's not necessarily his fault that he hasn't flown again. Now, he did have opportunities to appear in cameos for Shazam. He said no, that's why they did the headless Henry Cavill thing. The studio could not afford him to do a cameo in Peacemaker for James Gunn. That's why Superman appeared in a silhouette. So that's, kind of a given. And it's rumored that in the Rock's Black Adam movie that Henry Cavill's stunt double once again is going to reprise his role as the headless Superman. So you'll see Superman from, up to his neck staring down The Rock, and it won't be Henry Cavill, but they'll tease Superman versus, Black Adam. But it's still not Henry Cavill. Now, what a lot of people are saying is that when Henry Cavill appears at Hall H somehow, The Rock and him are probably going to have some crazy little banter, and then they'll tease Superman appearance in Black Adam 2, or maybe the movie will just be called Black Adam versus Superman. Now, a lot of people are very excited about this, but there are some misconceptions. People believe, well, because Henry Cavill is back as Superman, that means that the Snyder Cut and Restore the Snyderverse is back. Not necessarily. The Snyderverse has a lot of hiccups involved with it and things behind the scenes, especially with Ezra Miller and Amber Heard. All of those characters are very big into the Snyderverse. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that Henry Cavill's Superman or Ben Affleck's Batman could not continue to be the DCEU Batman and Superman of different, realities or multiverses. But in terms of, Snyder's storyline, that's probably not going to continue. And I've heard this from multiple sources, and multiple people have talked about this for close to 8 months now. But they've never dismissed the idea that Superman, Henry Cavill, or Ben Affleck, Batman, couldn't come back to the DCEU. The door is open if Ben Affleck wants to do something. Unfortunately, all the info that we have with Ben Affleck prior to him getting married is that he was happy with how the Flash movie came out, and his character doesn't die in the movie, which leads an opening for him to return as Batman someday. Possibly in a Final Crisis movie or something, which is something that Zack Snyder teased Thanksgiving of last year on his kitchen table next to his turkey. But of course, we know Zack Snyder's very busy with the Rebel Moon movies, so we don't really know what's going to go on with Zack and Warner Brothers' relationship, which has been heavily strained by Warner Media. So he's going to have to start all over again with Warner Discovery if he chooses to do that, but there could always be other directors that they could get to do the Final Crisis movie with Ben Affleck, so it's not like that's completely off the table. But the Superman stuff, that is the big priority right now. That is what David Zaslow or Zaslav or whatever you want to call him, that's his top priority, is Superman as top billing for his film universe. And, Supergirl's just not going to cut it. Batgirl's not going to cut it as the head honchos for the DC new shared universe. I saw a lot of people talking about for months that, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill was respect the past, and the future is Leslie Grace and Sasha Calle as, Supergirl and Batgirl respectively. But technically right now in the present, Superman is still Henry Cavill, and if he does show up at Hall H, it's going to really cause people to lose their minds. In fact, people on Twitter are kind of divided on this whole issue right now because they're like, do we really want Superman to be Henry Cavill, or did we want J.J. Abrams' Superman? So Superman fans are kind of fighting each other between the idea of Superman coming back and, of course, what J.J. Abrams wanted to do by race-bending Superman. Most people that don't like the Snyder Cut still like the Man of Steel, and they like Henry Cavill. People that love the Snyder Cut love Superman as Henry Cavill. So Henry Cavill has a lot of support in the role of Superman. The ball is basically in Warner Discovery's court. Either they can win the Hall H battle against Marvel, which are going to save a lot of their announcements for the Disney Expo or Disney News event. I forget what it's called. D something. I'm not really a big Marvel person, so I think it's called D3, but I don't know. Or D2, something like that. So I wouldn't expect like major announcements at San Diego Comic-Con for Marvel. That just leaves they have to do something major with DC, and that's either announcing Ben Affleck is still Batman, or that Henry Cavill is not only returning as Superman for Black Adam 2, but he also has other Superman projects in development that will be coming to theaters or HBO Max very soon. And I think that's something that would be amazing, and even as a Batman fan, I can appreciate how much respect and love that Henry has for the Superman character. So I'm hoping that they do announce him and that he shows up in some capacity, whether it be virtually or surprises everybody and he's there in person. But anyway, now I want to hear from all of you guys and gals. How do you feel about Henry Cavill possibly being Superman? You think he's actually going to show up at Hall H, or do you think it's going to be just like a Zoom video or a pre-recorded, like, really fancy video where Henry does something funny and also tells the fans not to worry, I'm still Superman, and going forward, you will see me back in DC movies. So yeah, just let me know in the comment section below. And that's it, that's all. I will be playing more Multiverses later today over on our Let's Play channel, so you can just click the link above to see some Multiverses content. Also around midnight, I'll be streaming Harley Quinn Multiverses, so you can check that out as well. There's going to be a lot of Multiverses stuff going on. I have some Batman news coming, but it's not going to release until after San Diego Comic-Con, and I will be covering San Diego Comic-Con stuff this weekend about DC, except for the Dark Crisis thing, which sucks. I don't really care for that, so that's been a lackluster event, and I have no interest in it. It's exactly what I said it was going to be. It's used to prop up characters nobody cares about, at the same time belittling and making legendary characters like Nightwing and Wally West and all these other characters feel like, you know, they're not as good as these future state characters. So, I mean, it's just a big mess, and I don't really care for it, but I'm not going to make rage video after rage video. Not my thing. But yeah, I'll be back reporting Batman stuff after San Diego Comic-Con, so hope you guys will look forward to that. We'll be talking Gotham Knights and some other really fun stuff. But until then, keep it locked here for more news on Batman in movies, video game, and TV, and occasionally comics. Until then, God bless and happy gaming. Later.